Alright, welcome again to another one of my demo videos. This time what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be doing a superhero comic book character. This is a guy that I came up with a while ago. Basically he's kind of my version of a Superman. So basically, let's go ahead and get right to it. Basically what I'm going to do is first, usually before I even draw anything on the pad, I try and think of the pose and something about the character that I guess tells a story. So basically what I did, I kind of flipped through pages of drawings or any kind of photograph that would kind of spark a little thing inside my head that would kind of give me an idea of something that I might use. So I figured I'm thinking of doing a Superman, really hero type, epic type pose. So once I start, you guys will kind of get an idea of what it is that I'm trying to get at. Basically, so what I'll do is the drawing that I'm going to do, basically the pose is pretty much straight up and down, but I want to try and make it as dramatic as possible. So being that when it's up and down it's not as dynamic, I need to think of something else that'll kind of make it more dynamic and not as boring. So basically what I'm going to play around with here is, sometimes if I can't get it here, what I'll do is I'll try and do like a little thumbnail here on the side. And the nice thing about doing a little thumbnail, let's zoom in here real quick so you guys can see. And what you guys can see is here, I'm just basically trying to think of a good pose for him. A lot of times just drawing a little thumbnail will help you out so much, because you'll be able to see the whole pose and you'll be able to see what works and what doesn't work, what you like, what you don't like. So he's sort of like in this big, sort of like a bodybuilder pose down pose. So basically that's kind of what the pose will be. So let's zoom back out again. Whoops. Okay, so now that I got that, I can erase this later, or just make sure that I don't draw near it. So I want to make sure I have enough room for the pose, like the arms and the top of the head and the legs. So I'm thinking what I might just do is just basically flip this over. That'll give me more room to draw him on. So we'll do that instead. So I got his head. Got his eye line right here, and that's the center of his head. Next will be his upper body. Usually this line right here would indicate the clavicle or the shoulder. The shoulders are right here. The other thing too you want to do when you're drawing is don't focus on the details right away. Get the gesture down first. Then you can go back and add in all the little details that you want. So, I mean, every now and then I will tend to kind of doze off and focus on a little detail part that I think is important, but I always try and make sure to be like, okay, let's not focus so much on the detail, let's get the gesture and the pose down right. So here's his trunk, or the waist. This is his kneecap. And here would be his calves. So this guy that I'm drawing, he's pretty big. He's about, Superman physique, total Atlas type body. But he's not like Incredible Hulk big. He's Captain America size, I would assume. So right away I know the legs are not totally the way I want them, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's get the arms, forearms. I also would suggest to you guys, if you guys have the opportunity to take life drawing classes, or just have the resources to hire a model and draw from a model, take advantage of it. If not, magazines are always a good source, or you could use your cable or dish or whatever and just pause and draw from it. Draw from the TV sets. So right away I know something about the leg don't like. I don't know if it's too long, too short. Not really sure yet. Also, what I want to try and do is I want to try and make sure I got my perspective and foreshortening down. You don't want to make, say, this is somebody's thigh from the side if you're looking at the profile. This is the leg right here. You don't want to make this part the same distance as that part, because it's just not true. The further things get away, the more compressed they'll get. So I think that's what is wrong with this leg right here. So his knee is actually closer. This guy is pretty big though. Every comic